Hey guys, I just wanted to give you some instructions for our superhero element activity that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing it in class today and tomorrow, but also if you're at home, you'll be doing this at home. So you're going to choose an element. Choosing the element is really important because you need to know something about that element. Your job here is you are an engineer involved in a graphic design project. Special effects, computer animations. They develop handheld electronic and computer games as well as animated movies and TV shows that students might watch. Often, these graphics and animations are designed for educational purposes to teach viewers about a subject, in this case, an element. Today, you are the computer engineer and you're developing a new educational character based on the elements in the periodic table. So the first thing you're going to do after you choose your element is design a superhero based on the characteristics of that element to use for a new animation series. Before you design it, you need to choose an audience for your character. Is it elementary? Is it middle? Is it high school? And keep that audience in mind when you design your character. Because the character is going to have certain looks, certain things about it that might be more geared towards elementary students or high school students. And their superpower will have something to do with what you know about that element. So for example, if you're thinking of characters that are popular with younger kids like Dora the Explorer, SpongeBob, compared to those with teens like darker colors, anime, football, certain games that you might play versus somebody that might play something in, say, first grade. If you think about games specifically or movies specifically for younger kids, they're brightly colored and that kind of thing. So you just have to keep your audience in mind. So what are the differences in the visual look and nature of the characters? Maybe there's more complex shapes in the high school age thing, or maybe you use more nature, things that could be understood by children if it's more towards an elementary age. Point is, make something that appeals to your audience. So you're going to refer to the properties on their cards and design a superhero to have similar characteristics. When we say card, you're thinking about the element on the periodic table. So, for example, if you choose sodium, in class we blew up sodium. We know that it is highly reactive when placed in water. We know that it is not found in nature. You could use those properties to create a superpower that this element might have. We're going to come up with a name for the superhero that relates to the name of the element. You're going to draw the superhero, okay? And each drawing would include the element's symbol, the atomic number, and a short description of the hero's powers and properties. Now, when you've finished, you're going to see how these superheroes might pair up based on where they are on the periodic table. For example, if you chose something in group 1, it might go well with something in group 17 because we know group 1 loses 1 electron while group 17 gains 1 electron. So just for example, whenever you choose an element, let's say you choose potassium, K. Now, you are not going to choose potassium because I'm using that as my example. But let's say you chose that and you look up facts about potassium. Now, I'm just simply going to Google facts about potassium. Okay? Potassium comes up. We see it's the element K. It is shiny and lustrous metal at room temperature. It vigorously reacts with water to form hydrogen gas. It was the first metal to be discovered by electrolysis, and it has a low density. It burns with a bright red flame. We know that it is the second lightest metal. We know that it can be found in food. Other interesting facts. It's a solid at room temperature. The symbol is K. What is potassium known for? The ions are found in our cells. Plant cells are rich in potassium, which they get from the soil. Potassium is naturally found in vegetables like fruit, potatoes, meat, bread, milk, and nuts. It can also be found in foods like bananas. So we can see here that bananas are really rich in potassium. So let's say I find that really different. Also, there's lima beans, pinto beans. But let's say I found the fact that it's in bananas to be something that I could really go off of. So in my example, I might create potassium instead of potassium. So I've got the name sort of included in my superhero title. Notice I put a cloud here. He is a banana. He is violently reacts with water, and he uses that fact that he violently reacts with water to protect us. I have the atomic number here. I have things about its properties, and under it I would summarize it. I would say this superhero uses its power. It's in group 1, so it's highly reactive. It uses that power to protect us from, and I would give an example of what it might protect us from. Has the atomic number 19, and notice that in the instructions it says you need the element symbol and number as well as the description. Here we've got a short description. We've got the element symbol and the number. So be sure you include that in your product. All right? Be sure to turn it in on Google Classroom when you have finished.